Hello, welcome to Diggers Outdoors. Today what we're going to do is we're going to start the quick start manual with the GPSMAP 64sx series. Mine is the GPSMAP 64sx, which does not come with the camera. And the book here, the quick start manual here, right here, there's two different versions of this. One has an antenna slot, one has a camera. I have the antenna slot, so that's one we're going to deal with right now. And give me 1 second, I'll get you turned around. And we're going to start going through all the different features on the outside of this. Your basic breakdown of this. Okay, here's the GPS in question, the GPSMAP 64sx, and we're going to go through all the different pieces that are on the outside of this. And there's not as many, there's only about nine main things you have to make yourself aware of. Number one is going to be this right here. This is your antenna. This is what gets your GPS signal, or I should say pick up the satellites or your GPS signal, whichever way you want to call it. This gets your signal, and one thing you want to make sure of is a clear view of the sky. Right now we're sitting in a bunch of pine trees, and it's not too bad up here. We're up on the ridge, but if you get in any like a thick canopy, or you get down in a deep valley, steep valley, you could have problems getting satellite signal. It's just the nature of the beast. That is where your map and compass skills are going to help you out more than this will. But that's only going to be maybe 10%, not even 10% of your total usage of this, where you're going to be using this at. So I'd say maybe 5%, 10% at the very most. So the other 90%, this is going to function just fine. Okay, the second thing we're going to focus in on is your keys here. All these keys are what make this operate. Here's your LCD screen here, and this is a color LCD screen, which you'll see when we turn this thing on. Number 3 right here is your power key. Now you're going to hold that in. It's not just click and it's on. You're actually going to hold this in. I have no batteries in it right now, but you're going to hold it in, and you'll see it'll light up Garmin, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. Next thing is going to be the MCX connector for the antenna. Which is going to be this little deal right here. Now, if you had a camera, the camera would be right here. Actually, the camera takes this and this over here, which this has a little screw. So it's going to be, the camera will be this here. We only have the antenna, so that's just a little round thing here. It also underneath here, it has a not micro SD, it has a mini USB port. And this is for recharging it if you have the rechargeable battery pack, which I do not. And this thing here that I'm holding in the other hand, this is your weather cap. When you put this on, I'm saying it's waterproof. I won't exactly say it's watertight, but you put this thing on, it's nice and tight in there, so water's going to have a hard time getting in there. Okay, we're going to actually go into the compartment here, because I need to show you something in here that would be under the batteries. Right here is a micro USB port. It's a micro SD card, my bad. You can put a micro SD card in here. I think up to, I have to look at the parameters again, but I think you could put up to a 64 gig mini SD card in here, and that will expand your memory a ton. 7, which is this whole thing. This is your battery compartment. Both your batteries are going to go in here, and we're going to go into that here in a little bit as well. We're going to go into the battery cover. This silver thing here is what they call the mounting spine. So I have a caterpillar keeps on showing up over here. But this is what they call the mounting spine, and there are a few accessories you can get that'll go on here, and we'll get into those at a later date. Basically, what I'm going to do tonight, or before I make the next videos, I'm going to go online and see if there's a PFD on a full manual on this, and see if I can get it printed out, so we can really break stuff down here. And the last thing is this right here. This is your D-ring, and right now it's in the unlocked position. So, with that being said, give me 1 second. When I come back, we're going to talk about we're going to be putting double A batteries in it, because I do not have the rechargeable battery pack. But when I come back, that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're back. And what we're going to do right now is we are going to install the batteries. Now, I'm running off of 2 rechargeable AA batteries. And the reason for that is when I got this, the rechargeable battery pack wasn't available yet. What I think I'm going to do is I may go ahead and get that sometime at a later date. And when I do get that, I'll show you how to install it. But for right now, we're going to put in the AA's. And if you look right down in here, it'll show you both batteries and the orientation that they should go in. This one, the positive side, the one on the right, the positive side goes down. So we'll go ahead and slap that one in. And on this one over here, positive side goes up. And I found it's actually easier to slide the negative side in. Even though I didn't do it over here, but I did it over here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put the cover, back on it. What we're going to do is we're going to slide it up in here. Make sure we're in nice and tight, which we are. You heard it click. Here's that D-ring. Now look at the orientation. When it's going up and down, this battery cover is unlocked. What you're going to want to do is once you put it in here, you're going to turn it 90 degrees to the right. See the orientation, how it's going across instead of up and down? That means it's now locked in. And you take that, you can fold that down, get that out of the way, you're good to go. Okay, last thing we're going to do here is we're going to go through all the buttons. And there are a ton of them. The first button we're going to worry about here is this one right here. This is your power button. Now what you're going to want to do is, you're not going to want to click it. Clicking it doesn't do anything. You're going to want to hold it down. See how it says Garmin? Let me flip this up so you can see this a little bit better. Hi. And there. Right now there's a little arrow. And it has a little question mark on it. Right now what it's doing is searching for satellites. Which you'll probably find satellites by the time I'm done, by the time we're going over the buttons, and that's okay. Okay, and the first one we're going to look at is find. Find, we have nothing going on here. What this does, this opens up the search menu, which that's what this is here. And you got tracks, coordinates, addresses, points of interest, intersections, cities, food and drink, shopping, fuel services, lodging. You can use this, since it has the whole United States map with the roads and the trail systems and everything else in it. You could actually use this like a GPS in your car. Recreation, entertainment, attractions, transportation, community, auto services, hospitals, what the tides are doing, geographic point, and others. Let's look at others here real quick. All categories: marine services, personal service, business, communication, social, other. Go into that other, and what that is just different businesses around here. the Taylor Run Pit, McCandless. Oop. Go quit. Plain Grove sand and gravel, Slippery Rock Quarry, Crest Pit. These are all strip mines or quarries in this area. So we're going to back up, back up, back up. I was hitting quit to back up, and that got me back here to my map. Next is going to be mark. Hit mark here real quick, and you can customize this by taking this, your directional pad. You can go up, you can change your location, you can make a note, you can modify the number, you can look at the map, or you can say done, and I'm going to back out of that. Quit is basically your back button. Enter. Right now, enter's not going to do anything, but enter. Select enter to select options and acknowledge messages. So, right now I got nothing going on, but that is what enter would do. Now we're going to go into menu. Menu, setup map, measure distance, restore defaults. We're going to hit menu again. Now this is going to give you another full menu. You got setup, waypoint manager, route planner, geocaches, proximity alarms, track manager, active route, share wirelessly, waypoint averaging, sight and go, area calculation, profile change, photo viewer, which we don't have a camera, so that's kind of null and void to us. There's a calendar built into this, sun and moon phases, a calculator, alarm clock, hunting and fishing, what your satellites are doing, stopwatch, adventures, VIRB remote. I have to look, once I get the PDF manual downloaded, I'm going to have to see what that is. And you go down one more time, that brings you back to this. So what I'm doing is I'm at quit right now, and quit is actually giving me that side scrolling. And what we have here, let's get back, we got map, main menu, elevation plot, trip computer, compass, and we're right back to map. Okay. Page. Page brings up that menu again. And see, we went into compass here. Trip computer, elevation plot, main menu. We're going to go back to the map. I already showed you how to use these. It's left, right, up, down. Simple. Okay, then you have these two buttons up here we haven't touched yet, the in and the out. When I go in, it actually zooms in on your map. Out, zooms right back out on your map. Okay. Quick little tip and trick here. Your power button, hit that once, and that'll bring up this. You got backlight, battery, GPS, and Bluetooth. We're going to get into Bluetooth at a little bit of a later time here, because I have to download an app on my phone, which I don't have yet. But you can pair this with your smartphone. With that Bluetooth, you can pair it to your smartphone, and there's an app in there, and I want to see how to use the app before I go any further. And let me see. Yeah, we're going to get into the Bluetooth on the next video. And the next thing is going to be sorry about that. Wow. Because the next thing after that is going to be camera and photos, which we're not going to worry about that because this doesn't have the camera. And so we're going to get into the Bluetooth, waypoint, tracks, and the compass and the trip computer at a later time. this also shows you how. This also tells you how to get the owner's manual. And let's go through a couple of specifications here. That's one thing we can do before we close this video up. So, give me 1 second. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough we did here. Before we get into the next one, I am actually going to print out the owner's manual, and the quick start manual here tells you how to get the owner's manual as well. You go to Garmin.com manuals GPSMAP 64, and what that does is it's gonna give you the manual, and it's gonna be the manual for both this one, mine with the antenna, or the other one with the camera. So I appreciate the views. I look forward to the comments. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, and don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. See ya.